How's it going, everybody? It's X Detroit, and today is the setup tour of 2023. I know I said for a long time that I would make a part 2 for the other one that I did last year, but I never got around to it. There just happened to be so much stuff happening in the later end of last year that I couldn't really get around to making a proper video, but I think now I'm in a really good spot and a really good space to be able to make the video that I want for you guys. There's been a decent amount of upgrades. A few things aren't there anymore, a few things are there that weren't there before, and so yeah, I cannot wait to show you. I'm gonna go ahead and head back to the office and then swap to the better mic, that way you can actually, hear what's happening. I'm not feeling the best right now. I am a little sick, but I still wanted to put this video out for you guys. I hope you enjoy, and yeah, let's get into it. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get into it. This right here is the overarching setup. I think it's really clean. I really like the minimal aesthetics that I have. I really get a lot of productivity out of it, and it's nice, it's very pretty. And for the amount of money that I put into it, I'm very happy with how it's turned out. The overall office is not mine, so I've tried to make a pretty small footprint within it, but like I said, I'm pretty happy with how things turned out. The overall price, without taxes or shipping or anything like that, comes out to about $5,500 US. It is quite a bit, but that is over the course of a few years, and obviously I have a lot of things that people wish they would have to be able to, set as like their dream standard. So I'm very happy with how things turned out, and yeah, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the details, starting off with my keyboard. This is the Glorious G-MMK Pro 75%. It has the Glorious Panda switches with the black ash caps. This comes out to about $320 US. It is such a premium experience, such a big upgrade from the Razer keyboard that I used to use. I'm very happy that I have this. It feels really good. The aluminum body feels good. The key switches, everything just feels really nice and premium, and it makes me want to type more. It makes me want to game more. It makes me just want to use it more, and the rotary knob at the top is a very nice feature. And yeah, overall I do enjoy using this keyboard, and it was definitely a worthwhile investment. Next, we got the G Pro Superlight X, $150, literally the best mouse that you can buy for the money. Without getting into enthusiast level mice, customized stuff like this is basically the best on the market mouse that you can buy that is under $300, $200 US. Like, it is such a high performer mouse. I could not recommend this enough. This is literally the best mouse that I've ever used. It is such an upgrade over the Viper Mini and G703 that I was using beforehand. It feels so good in the hand for gaming. It feels really responsive. It's crazy. Literally the best battery life that I could have ever asked for. It feels really good in the palm. I could not recommend this mouse enough. Here it is next to the G703 that I used to use. You can see the main differences, besides the shape. It has a little bit different of a grip. But for me personally, for what I want out of a high quality mouse, this ticks all the boxes for me. And I don't ever see myself having to upgrade this into the future. In terms of controllers, I've actually upgraded to the PS5 controller. I prefer this now over the PS4 controller, and I'll tell you why. Whenever you're using the PS4 controller, it really feels like a controller. It doesn't feel like anything special. It doesn't feel like a, nice pass-through interface. It feels like you're holding something to press buttons. Whenever you're using the PS5 controller, it feels like a mouse almost compared to it. Like, the button clicks are so much more responsive. It feels better in the grip. It feels like overall just higher quality. It feels more premium, and I really enjoy that. Whenever I'm using the triggers and the bumpers, it feels, like I said, like a mouse click. And even on the buttons too, they just feel overall better. For $10, over the regular PS4 controller, I'd upgrade to it. In terms of audio, we have basically the same microphones, the AKG D5. We've all seen this mic before, literally the golden standard whenever it comes to solo beatboxing and stuff like that. I cannot recommend this mic enough if you don't already have it, which I feel like most people at this point do. This is literally the best mic for the price. It's not even close. Maybe you can get a Sennheiser mic that comes close to it, but in terms of just the overall gold standard, it's this right here. and it's, like I said, it's not even close. Now, for the main mic, it's still the same. We've all seen it, we've all heard it, we all know what it is. The Shure SM7B, $400 US, 150 extra for the cloud lifter, but this is such a high premium standard. There's nothing that comes close to it at this price. It's not even funny. You get so much bang for your buck with this. It's not even close to anything else. Like, it gives such a good sound profile. It feels fine in the hands if you're holding it, and it fits on a boom arm. Everything about this mic is just S tier. Like, nothing comes close. In terms of the audio interface, it's still the Boss RC505 Mark I. I know the Mark II is out, but for me personally, I have everything that I need right here. I'm not into looping enough to where I would want a Mark II, so this right here still gives me the basic audio interface that I like and the ability to loop as well. So it's a really good middle ground for me personally, and I don't really see myself upgrading from it anytime soon. This really gives me everything that I need from it. In terms of the camera, it's still the same camera. The Panasonic Lumix G7 comes out to about $750 US. I think it still has the stock 14 to 42 millimeter lens on it. I do plan on upgrading that at one point this year, but for right now, this serves everything that I would need it to. 4K 30, 1080 60. It's good streaming camera, good recording. I mean, that's what I'm using right now. It's literally such a good camera for, whenever I got it and the utility that I get out of it. And now, without any further ado, let's get into the main part of the setup here, the PC. I've had this PC for about 2 years. I couldn't ask for anything better. I haven't had any issues with this thing. The specs still hold strong to this day, and I can do a million things with this thing. I can game, I can watch YouTube, I can edit videos. It's such an overall good workhorse for me. The specs on it are still, like I said, exactly the same. It has the i7-10750H, the RTX 2070, 16GB of RAM, a 512GB SSD, a terabyte HDD, and then of course the 144Hz 1080p screen. Comes out to about $1,400, and whenever I picked this up, this entire PC was the price of a GPU. So everything that I got out of it, I'm still overall really happy with it. I haven't had any complaints overall, and yeah. Last but not least, let's go ahead and get into the rest of the setup. These are all kind of less important, less milestone marker things that I think are not really deserving on social spotlight. And so let's start with the monitors here. First, we have the Samsung Odyssey G5 27-inch curved monitor. 144Hz 1440p screen, comes out to about $320 US. And then the secondary one is the Acer Predator 27-inch 1080p screen, and that boosts up to 180Hz for about $300. Now you're probably wondering why I don't use the higher refresh rate monitor for the main one, and for me personally, I like quality within the games, and 180Hz, I don't feel a big enough difference between that and 144Hz to justify using a lower quality monitor. Like I said, I really enjoy the sharpness of 1440p, and it's something that I enjoy the screen real estate of as well. It just gives me more if I'm editing a video, and yeah, that's why. In terms of the desk, it's just a glass desk from Staples. It was about $300. It gives me a lot more room so I don't have to use two desks like I did before in the last video. And yeah, it has a little monitor riser. It's nothing too crazy, but it gives me enough space to do everything that I would ever want from a desk. The capture card that I'm using is still the same, the Elgato HD60S Plus, comes out to about $200. Instead of the Camlink, I got this, and I think this right here for me and my use case was the better choice. It still gives me a really good bang for the buck thing. I could really get a lot out of it. In terms of the chair, it's still the same Emerge gaming chair, $130 US. It's still held up to this day. It's very comfortable to sit in even now, and I can't have any complaints about it. In terms of the lighting, it's a little different. So I have 3 lamps now. 2 of them have a Philips Hue bulb, and then one of them is still the, like $20 one that I got from Walmart. All the lighting and everything comes out to about $100, I'd say. And it really gives me a lot of customization and personality out of lights instead of just kind of big overarching white lights. I really enjoy using these types of things more instead of just, cheap little lamps. In terms of headphones, it's still the same Sony MDR 7506s. They're about 100 on Amazon. They've still held up to this day. If anything, they're a little bit more comfortable than they were beforehand. I really enjoy the sound profile. I really enjoy using them. And yeah, they're just a pretty good headphone for the price. In terms of like smaller accessories, I still use the Glorious XXL mousepad. $50 US on Amazon. Still holding up really well to this day. Feels really good with the G Pro Superlight. And yeah, I can't really ask for a better mouse pad. The monitor mount and tripod, both got those for pretty cheap. I got the monitor mount off of Amazon for like $50, and then the Walmart tripod for like 20. Cables and etc. Everything else like XLR cables, USB cables, stuff like that comes out to about $30. And yeah, with that, that's pretty much everything part of my setup. Like I said, the overall price comes out to about $5,500 US. And yeah, you know, for what I do on the day-to-day basis, I think this is probably one of the best setups in terms of equipment, in terms of looks, in terms of usability for me personally. I really enjoy, you know, sitting down, getting to work, playing some games, just relaxing with all of this equipment. You know, it feels really good to use, and I'm really happy with how I am. You know, nobody can really take anything from me. You know, I worked for all of this, and it feels good to be able to say that this is mine. You know, I put all the time and effort to get this and to earn it, and yeah, and I'm just really happy to call this my setup. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.